Hello friends, welcome to the video. I am Ramohan. For the benefit of all the students who are preparing for SSC CGL Tier 1 examination, I will discuss the solutions of the quantitative aptitude section of previous papers. This will help you to understand the pattern of the exam and also secure good marks. In my previous videos, I have discussed all the papers of the year 2014 and also morning session paper of 9th August 2015. In this video, I will discuss the evening session paper of 9th August 2015. Okay, let us start our session. Here is the first question. A person of height 6 feet wants to pluck a fruit which is on a 26 by 3 feet high tree. If a person is standing 8 by root 3 feet away from the base of the tree, then at what angle should he throw a stone so that it hits the fruits? Here is the diagram. AB is the height of the person, which is given as 6 feet, and CE is the height of the tree, which is given as 26 by 3 feet. When AB is equal to 6 feet, then DC is also 6 feet. Therefore, DE is equal to CE minus CD. CE minus CD. Therefore, that is equal to 26 by 3 minus 6, which is equal to 26 minus 18 by 3, which is equal to 8 by 3 feet. Now we know the value of DE, we know the value of AD. We have to find out the value of theta. We know tan theta is equal to DE by AD, DE by AD. Therefore, DE is 8 by 3 and AD is 8 by root 3. Therefore, tan theta is equal to 8 by 3 by 8 by root 3, which is equal to 8 by 3 into root 3 by 8, which is equal to 1 by root 3. The value of 1 by root 3 is equal to tan 30. Now tan 30 is equal to tan theta. Therefore, theta is equal to 30 degrees. Next question. If theta is an acute angle and tan square theta plus 1 by tan square theta is equal to 2, then find the value of theta. It is given that tan square theta plus 1 by tan square theta is equal to 2. And this can be written as tan square theta plus 1 by tan square theta minus 2 is equal to 0. This is in the form of a minus b whole square. So this can be written as tan theta minus 1 by tan theta whole square, which is equal to 0. Therefore, tan theta minus 1 by tan theta is equal to 0 and tan theta is equal to 1 by tan theta. This is true only when the theta value is 45, because tan 45 is 1. Questions from 103 to 106 are on data interpretation. Study the graph and answer the questions. A graph is given, and in that graph, companies are given on x-axis and their production and demand are on y-axis. Here, blue color indicates demand and brick color indicates production. We have to study the graph and answer the questions given. Let us see in case of company A, production is 1450 because brick color is production and blue color is demand. Production is 1450 and demand is 2100. And in case of company B, demand is 3150 and production is 3660. Like that. Okay, let us try to solve the problems based on this graph. First question, what is the ratio of the companies having more demand than production to those having more production than demand? If you see the graph, companies having more demand than production are 2. Similarly, companies having more production than demand are 4. Therefore, the ratio is 2:4, which is equal to 1:2. Next question, what is the difference between the average demand and the average production of the companies? Average demand is equal to 2100 plus 3150 plus 2600 plus 5000 plus 2800 plus 3300 by 6. These are the demands of the individual demands of the companies. So this is the total demand divided by the number of companies, that gives the average demand, which is equal to 3158.33, and average production is equal to 1450 plus 3660 plus 3100 plus 4200 plus 3700 plus 4500 by 6, which is equal to 3435. This is the average demand, this is the average production. Therefore, the required difference is 3435 minus 3158.33, which is equal to 276.67, which is equal to 275 approximately. Next question, this is also based on the graph given. The production of company A is approximately what percentage of demand of company C? If you see the if you see the graph, production of company A is equal to 1450 and demand of the company C is 2600. Therefore, our required percentage is equal to 1450 by 2600 into 100, which is equal to 55 approximately. This is option C. Next, this is the last question based on the graph given. The demand of a company B is what percentage of the production of company F? If you see the graph, demand of the company B is equal to 3150 and production of the company F is equal to 4500. Therefore, our required percentage is equal to 3150 by 4500 into 100, which is equal to 70. So, our answer is option B. Question number 107. The value of tan 1 into tan 2 into tan 3 up to tan 89 is tan 1 into tan 2 into tan 3 tan 89. This can be written as tan 1 into tan 2 and so on, and tan 90 minus 2. Tan 88 can be written as tan 90 minus 2 and tan 89 can be written as tan 90 minus 1. We know that tan 90 minus 2 is nothing but cot 2 and tan 90 minus 1 is equal to cot 1. Therefore, this equation can be written as tan 1 into tan 2 and so on, cot 2 into cot 1, which is equal to tan 1 into cot 1 and tan 2 into cot 2 and tan 3 into cot 3, like that and so on. We know that tan 1 into cot 1 is equal to 1 and tan 2 into cot 2 is equal to 1 and so on. So the entire equation is equal to 1. Next question. A and B entered into a partnership investing rupees 16,000 and rupees 12,000 respectively. After 3 months, A withdraws rupees 5,000 while B invested rupees 5,000 more. After 3 months, C joins the business with a capital of rupees 21,000. The share of B exceeds that of C out of total profits of rupees 26,400 after 1 year by. Now let us see the investment part. A invested 16,000 rupees initially. After 3 months he withdraws 5,000 rupees. So his total investment is for the first 3 months 16,000 rupees and for the next 9 months 16,000 minus 5,000, which is 11,000. 11,000 for the next 9 months. Similarly, B's investment is 12,000 rupees for the first 3 months and 12,000 plus 5,000, 17,000 rupees for the next 9 months. And C's investment is 21,000 rupees for 6 months. This is the investment part. Let us see the ratio of the investments. 16,000 into 3 plus 9 into 16,000 minus 5,000. This is A's investment. 12,000 into 3 plus 9 into 12,000 plus 5,000. This is B's investment part. And 6 into 21,000. This is C's investment. The ratio of profits is nothing but ratio of investments. So this is the ratio. So this comes to 7:9:3. Therefore, B share of profit is equal to 9 by 22 into 26,400, because 26,400 is the total profit. So B share is equal to 9 by 22 into 26,400, which is equal to rupees 10,800. Similarly, C share of profit is equal to 6 by 22 into 26,400, which is equal to rupees 7,200. Therefore, excess of B share, that of C, is equal to 10,800 minus 7,200, which is equal to rupees 3,600. Next question. If the cube root of 79,507 is 43, then the value of cube root of 79.507 plus cube root of 0.079507 plus cube root of 0.000079,507 is. So this is simple, but okay, confusion question. It is given that the cube root of 79,500 as 43. That means 79,507 is equal to 49 cube. This can be written as 79,507 can be written as 43 cube. So we have to find out the values of these three. All digits are same. Only thing is decimal place is changing. So 79.507 is equal to 4.3 whole cube, and 0.079507 is nothing but 0.43 whole cube, and 0.000079,507 is equal to 0.043 whole cube. Therefore, the value of the required equation is 4.3 plus 0.43 plus 0.043, which is equal to 4.773. So our answer is option B. Next question. List price of a book is rupees 100. A dealer sells 3 such books for rupees 274.50 after allowing discount at a certain rate. Find the rate of discount. This is a very simple question. The list price of each book is given as 100 rupees. Therefore, list price of 3 books is equal to 3 into 100, which is equal to 300 rupees. Now, selling price of 3 books is already given as rupees 274.50. Therefore, total discount allowed is total list price minus total selling price, which is equal to 300 minus 274.50, which comes to rupees 25.50. Therefore, rate of discount is equal to 25.50 by 300 into 100. Discount by list price into 100. This comes to 8.5%. So our answer is option A. Next question. If x by y is equal to 3 by 4, find the ratio of 2x plus 3y and 3y minus 2x. This is a very simple question. X by y is given as 3 by 4. That is, x is to y is equal to 3 is to 4. Now let us assume x is equal to 3k and y is equal to 4k. Now let us substitute these values in the given equation. We want the ratio of 2x plus 3y and 3y minus 2x. Therefore, the ratio of 2x plus 3y and 3y minus 2x is equal to 6k plus 12k is to 12k minus 6k, which is equal to 18k is to 6k, which is equal to 18 is to 6, which is nothing but 3 is to 1. So our answer is option B. Questions from 112 to 114 are data interpretation questions. Study the following frequency polygon and answer the questions given. Here this is a polygon given. Year from the number of students passed in the years 2008 to 2013 are shown in the polygon. On x-axis year and on a y-axis number of students passed is given. Now based on these figures, based on this polygon, we have to answer the questions given below. Let us try to solve the problems. The first question number 112. The decrease in percentage of passed students from 2011 to 2012 approximately. Okay, if you see the polygon, students passed in 2011 is equal to 170 and students passed in 2012 is equal to 156. There is a decrease. Therefore, the decrease in students passed is 170 minus 156, which is equal to 14. Now we have to find out the rate of decrease. Decrease in percentage pass is equal to 14 by 170 into 100, which is equal to 8.24 approximately. Therefore, our answer is option B. Next question. The increase in percentage of passed students from year 2008 and 2011 approximately is. Students passed in 2008 is equal to 110. If you see the polygon, you can see that the students passed in 2008 is equal to 110 and students passed in 2011 is equal to 170. So there is an increase in the number of students passed. Increase in students passed is equal to 170 minus 110, which is equal to 60. Therefore, percentage of increase is equal to 60 by 110 into 100, which is equal to 54.5 approximately. So our answer is option D. Next question. The average of passed students in the years 2008, 2009 and 2012 approximately is. So to find out the average, first we have to find out the total students passed in those years. Therefore, total students passed in the years 2008, 2009 and 2012 is equal to 110 plus 138 plus 156, which is equal to 404. Therefore, average of students passed in 2008, 2009 and 2012 is equal to 404 by 3, which is equal to 134.67. So our answer is option A. Next question. Raj and Prem walk in opposite direction at the rate of 3 km per hour and 2 km per hour respectively. How far will they be from each other after 2 hours? It is a very simple question. When both are walking in opposite directions, after 1 hour, the distance between them is 3 kilometers plus 2 kilometers, which is 5 kilometers. In 1 hour, they will be away by 5 kilometers. Therefore, in 2 hours, they will be away by 2 into 5, that is 10 kilometers. Next question. The length of canvas 75 centimeters wide required to build a conical tent of height 14 meters and the floor area 346.5 square meters is. Here, if you read the question carefully, the rectangle canvas is built into conical tent. So the rectangular canvas length is not given here, but the width is given as 75 centimeters. Now let the length of the canvas, let us assume as capital L, and radius R and lateral height be L meters. And area, it is given as 346.5 square meters, floor area, which is nothing but pi r square. Therefore, pi r square is equal to 346.5 and r square is equal to 346.5 into 7 by 22. Therefore, r is equal to 10.5 meters. Okay, lateral height, now we have to find out the lateral height. We know height, which is given as 14 meters here, and this is the radius. So the lateral height is equal to square root of h square plus r square, which is equal to 14 square plus 10.5 whole square under root. This is equal to 17.5 meters. So we know the lateral height and we know the radius. So the formula to find out the area of the conical canvas is pi r L. Pi into r into L. 22 by 7 into r is 10.5 into 17.5. This is the area in the shape of cone. This is equal to the area, rectangle area. We know the formula to find out the rectangle, which is length into width. Therefore, length we have to find out. Length into width is given in centimeters. This we are converting into meters because all others are in meters. Therefore, L into 75 by 100 is equal to this one, 22 by 7 into 10.5 into 17.5. Therefore, L is equal to 22 into 10.5 into 17.5 into 100 by 75 into 7, which is equal to 770 meters. Next question. A number exceeds its 2/5 by 75. Find the number. Let us assume the number is n and its 2/5 becomes 2n by 5. And it is given the difference is 75. Therefore, n minus 2n by 5 is equal to 75. That is 5n minus 2n is equal to 75 into 5. Therefore, 3n is equal to 375 and n is equal to 125. Therefore, our answer is option A. Next question. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 1, then find out the value of x square plus 3x plus 1 by x square plus 7x plus 1. It is given that x plus 1 by x is equal to 1. This can be written as x square plus 1 is equal to x. Now let us substitute this value in the given expression. X square plus 1 is equal to x. Okay, the given expression is x square plus 3x plus 1 by x square plus 7x plus 1, which is equal to, in place of x square plus 1, we will write x. Therefore, x plus 3x by x plus 7x. This is equal to 4x by 8x, which is equal to 1 by 2. So our answer is option D. Question number 121. The simplified form of the given expression sin A into cos A into tan A minus cot A is equal to, because options are given. We know that tan A is equal to sin A by cos A and cot A is equal to cos A by sin A. Therefore, this expression can be written as sin A into cos A into tan A minus cot A is equal to sin A cos A into sin A by cos A. Tan A is sin A by cos A and cot A is cos A by sin A. Sin A cos A is the LCM here. So this can be written as sin A cos A into sin square A plus minus cos square A by sin A cos A. And sin A cos A gets cancelled. Cos square A can be written as 1 minus sin square A. Therefore, this is equal to sin square A minus 1 minus sin square A. This is equal to 2 sin square A minus 1. Therefore, our answer is option 3. Next question. If cos A by sin B is equal to n and cos A by cos B is equal to m, then find the value of cos square B. Options are given. Now answers are given in terms of m square and m square plus n square. So, m square is equal to cos square A by cos square B and n square is equal to cos square A by sin square B. Therefore, m square plus n square is equal to cos square A by cos square B plus cos square A by sin square B. And cos square B sin square B is the LCM here, and this is equal to cos square A sin square B plus cos square A cos square B by cos square B sin square B. Take out cos square A as common factor here. This can be written as cos square A into sin square B plus cos square B by cos square B sin square B. We know that sin square B plus cos square B is equal to 1. Therefore, this can be written as cos square A by cos square B sin square B. Therefore, m square plus n square is equal to cos square A by cos square B by cos square B sin square B. Therefore, cos square B is equal to cos square A by sin square B into m square plus n square. We know that cos A by sin B is equal to n. Therefore, cos square A by sin square B is equal to n square. Therefore, this is equal to n square by m square plus n square. Therefore, our answer is option B. Sorry, option C. Next question. ABC is a triangle. On the sides AB, BC and CA are produced to E, F and G respectively. If angle CBE is equal to angle ACF is equal to 130 degrees, then find the value of angle GAB. ABC is a triangle. This is the diagram, and these are extended to E, F and G. Therefore, this is in a straight line. ABE is a straight line. Similarly, BCF and CAG, three are straight lines. When CBE is equal to 130 degrees, this angle angle CBA becomes 50 because 180 minus 130. Therefore, angle ABC is equal to 50 degrees. Similarly, angle ACF is given as 130 and angle ACB is equal to 50 degrees. Angle ACB is equal to 50 degrees, angle ABC is equal to 50 degrees. Then angle BAC is equal to 180 minus 50 minus 50, which is equal to 80 degrees. Therefore, angle BAC is equal to 80 degrees. Then angle GAB is equal to 100 degrees. So our answer is option B. Next question. Find the square root of 0.064 minus 0.008 into 0.16 minus 0.04 by 0.16 plus 0.08 plus 0.04 into 0.4 plus 0.2 whole cube. There is nothing much to explain you about this problem. We have to simplify the given problem. 0.64 minus 0.008 is equal to 0.056 and 0.16 minus 0.04 is equal to 0.12 and 0.16 plus 0.08 plus 0.04 is equal to 0.28 and 0.4 plus 0.2 is equal to 0.6. 0.6 whole cube is equal to 0.6 into 0.6 into 0.6. So the entire equation is equal to 1 by 9. Therefore, square root of this entire equation is equal to square root of 1 by 9, which is equal to 1 by 3. Next question. The measure of two angles of a triangle is in the ratio 4:5. If the sum of these two is equal to the third angle, find the smallest angle. The two angles are in the ratio of 4:5. Let us assume the two angles are 4x and 5x. Therefore, the third angle is equal to the sum of these two angles, that will be equal to 9x. We know that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, 4x plus 5x plus 9x is equal to 180. 18x is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, x is equal to 10. In these three angles, 4x is the smallest angle. Therefore, smallest angle is equal to 4 into 10, which is equal to 40.
Okay friends, let's continue with the remaining questions in the next part of the series. Thank you for watching the video. Feel free to write to us for any further queries at prmrau@gmail.com.